Here's a tip for living the green life from Missouri Botanical Garden. Green plants are the only living things that can transform energy from the sun into food, the source of all energy for all other living things. But people are working hard on many ways to harness the sun's clean, free, abundant energy to meet our daily energy needs. Let's join a group learning about how solar power works.
Yeah. All right, so one more thing down here that we are following these arrows along the floor. We haven't talked anything about the yellow arrow. So the yellow arrow points to this window right out there, and out that window it leads to our south-facing solar panels on top of the pergola up there, actually. And that obviously south-facing means we get to capture more of the sun's energy. That's what makes it an active system, that there are panels capturing, there's a verb there, actively capturing that energy. Whereas in a passive system, that sunlight streams in and there's no necessarily capture, right? That there's no panel involved doing any of that work. So in this active system here, that energy is caught by the panels, stored in these batteries here. So if you're curious about solar installations, it may be helpful to take a look at these batteries because they're not that shocking or surprising. They're just marine batteries. They look just like your car battery. And you could probably, if you had the know-it-all, you could probably figure out how to rig up a system like this if you got the right pieces. Because the other box up there is important. So from the batteries, the power conversion center is where that electrical current goes next. Back in, what is it, 9th grade science, you learned about direct current, alternating current, AC/DC, right? Not the band, talking about the currents here. And that's all that box does, is converts it. And then this other white box up there, that is the grid tie interface. Have you heard that phrase, off the grid? Yeah, right? Not off the hook, off the grid. That means that your house is producing enough electricity, like maybe this community here is probably off the grid. They're probably producing enough energy for all of their needs. Whereas here at the Earthway Center, we're not off the grid. We're not producing enough to meet our own needs. We can go about 5 days. It does about excuse me, that's not, we can, if we go longer than 5 days without good sun, we stop producing enough for our kitchen. All right, so it tells you something, that our system's not that big, and it's only doing about our kitchen's worth of appliances. So in terms of kilowatt production, we need a lot more panels to do the entire house.
The grid means the power generation and transmission system that meets most of our energy needs. Most electricity in the U.S. is produced by burning coal, one of the non-renewable fossil fuels. Renewables include solar, wind, and other sources that are not used up when you use them. It's a process to blend renewables into modern society's complicated energy grid. For example, the active solar equipment, known as photovoltaic or PV, may be configured to provide just part of a building's energy needs, in a mix with conventional fossil fuel power. Or an active PV system can work with efficient, passive building design to let a place like Chicago's Green Tech Center need very little outside energy. A lot of solar innovations have their roots in the International Space Program, out where the sun is the only source of energy. Worldwide, brilliant research is producing solar products that are ever more flexible, more portable, and more efficient converters of sunlight into everyday energy we can use. Efficiency is also the very important first step to using solar power. An energy audit and energy improvements should be part of every solar power plan. For every dollar you invest in energy efficiency, you can save up to $5 on a renewable energy system. Sustainable solar learning can start with the fun of cooking a meal in a simple solar oven. Then our know-how can grow to power even our most energy-hungry needs on clean, renewable sunlight. We've got the greatest teachers in nature and in green plants. Let's learn together to live greener and more sustainably under the sun. Learn more at MissouriBotanicalGarden.org. And thanks for living the green life.